Good morning, everybody. This is Tricia with Easy E-mini Trade, and I just want to quickly go over a fairly easy way that you can take pullback entries if the market is moving and you don't happen to be in the trade. Okay, so let's get right to it. Okay, so I'm going to show you on ES. This will work on anything, on a range chart or a time-based chart or tick-based chart, but this is ES from yesterday, Monday the 5th. And you can see that price starts to move higher. And if you didn't happen to be in from an entry here or an entry any other way that you were looking to get in, you'd be thinking, well, gosh, this is moving without me. How do I find a way in? So this is a 4 range on ES. If it's really fast, use a 5 range or a 6 range. But you can see price moving higher here. This green line that you see right here is the previous day's high. So this would be Friday's high. You can see that once it gets through Friday's high, it holds as support, and you can see it consolidating here for a little bit. And the concern with taking a pullback entry is you never know if that was the end of the move and you take a pullback and then it starts to change direction. The good news is that you can use a fairly tight stop. So you can see it consolidating here and holding Friday's high as support. Then you see on your stochastic here, you get that 40-point gapper. And then one other little tip is that when you find that red stochastic line, these are the same two stochastics that we always use for the slinky or the 1-minute setup. But when you find that red line is hanging out and overbought, that's telling you that you have a strong market to the upside. And if you find it hanging out in the oversold under 20, then you have a strong trending move to the downside. And of course, it can come out of there at any point. But if you're looking to take a pullback, that's ideal for what you would want to see. So you see that price is holding the high here from Friday. You get your 40-point gapper. We're still in overbought, so we still have possibly some strength left in this move. So you can enter in above any of these candles here, just above Friday's high when you see the 40-point gapper. And worst case is that it goes sideways while that space fills. Best case is that while the space fills, price will move higher to fill that little opening there. Keep in mind that if you're taking a buy into the high of the day or short into the low of the day, if there's not a lot of momentum in that direction, generally you'll get a new high. More like up here, you'll see new high, pulls back, new high, buy like a tick, pulls back, new high, pulls back. So you just want to be cautious about that into the high and low of the day. And then you can see here we get our pop higher, price pulls back, and then you see the 40-point gapper again. Now this one I would start to be a little bit more cautious on, because you can see our red lines coming out of overbought. Doesn't mean you still can't take the pullback, but you just want to be a little more cautious for a couple reasons. You could see here that this pulls back and then it starts to go higher right here. And I'm going to just draw a line. And then you can see, so we have higher highs on price. While looking at our green stochastic line in those same areas, we have a lower high here than here. So this is telling me that I'm probably going to get another little pullback here. And you can see that it's starting to lose a little bit of its strength here. So you always want to just be cautious. Now, how you can decide where to take your profits or where this is likely to get to is you can look at a bigger chart. So here's ES on a 15-minute chart, and here's yesterday. Let me just scroll backwards here. So here's yesterday right here at that time, right around 10 and onwards. And I already had this marked as a general area of support or resistance before yesterday's price action even was holding it. And so where did I come up with that area? If you scroll back, and this is why I always keep my support resistance lines on my 15-minute chart, just so I always have an idea of where support and resistance areas are. And so like when the day's over, you just kind of fine tune it. But going into yesterday, this 82.75 area was marked. And if I scroll back, you'll see why right here. So I had it marked as an area of resistance from this day here, which was the 1st of October. And Then right above that, we have the high from the 30th of September. So this is telling me that price is likely to get hung up in that area. Then the next area that I have marked is up here at that 87 and a quarter area. And then you can see yesterday, where else was it getting stuck above that 82.75, that 87 and a quarter. So this can always be your roadmap. So if you took that buy on the range chart as a pullback here, you would have been looking around that 82 spot for price to react. And that's right where it was getting stuck here. And then later in the day, if you had another opportunity above that 82.75 area, the spot that we would be looking at, like I just mentioned, was that 87 and a quarter. And you can see right here where it was getting stuck, right there between 87 and 88. So the higher time frames can always be your guide for what to expect above you or below you. So just keep that in mind when you're taking those pullbacks. And like I said, you can use your time-based chart, you can use a tick chart, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, guys, have a great day and I hope you find that helpful.